Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to make a recap on today's trades. My day was basically break even today, and that's in large part because of the mistake I made on APDN. It was a costly mistake for just over $224. So I basically had 4 stocks on my watch list. I did my research last night, and I thought all of these had potential to gap up. And it turns out I was right, except with APDN, it obviously gapped up a little earlier than I expected. And here's the daily chart that I was looking at for APDN. I liked this Dragonfly Doji stick on the last previous trading session. It indicated a bullish trend, and obviously pre-market it was trading well above that, and around 7 a.m. it bounced off this key support level around the 770 area, and it didn't look back. And I broke a couple of my rules, and again, the mistake was costly and it showed for it. This was clearly way extended pre-market, so I don't know what I was thinking jumping into the stock when I did. I actually wish I could show you where I jumped in, but I called Thinkorswim. They're having some kind of issue with the show trades feature. As you can see, I have it highlighted. It's not just my end, apparently it's an issue on theirs, and so that I can just go to monitor and just try to figure out exactly when I bought it. But I did buy APDN pre-market. Let's see. So yeah, I bought around 920 at 925 at 1182. Which was right here. And the reason why I did that was I sort of drew this mini support area around the 1170 area. I saw that these 2 3-minute candlesticks bounced off of this. And so when I saw this doji stick form, I jumped in, thought it could gap higher, which it actually did. It was only 100 shares, but my thinking was that it could potentially move to the next level of resistance, which was around the $14 area, and that would have netted me just over $200 if I held the whole thing through. And clearly that's not what happened. I don't typically trade during market open anyway because it's so volatile, and you know, a couple of things happened. Like I said, I would need the show trades feature to show up, to because I don't want to have to go back and forth to explain. It's just a lot easier if I could show you. But just to make the gist of it, what happened was when I saw this 3-minute candlestick close just above this mini support level, I thought that it had a chance to break this resistance and gap higher. I was clearly wrong. Even though it did that, it was a false breakout and eventually came back down towards the VWAP, and I had to stop out for, again, a major loss. So not a big deal. I just had to be patient and wait for my other stocks to play out as well too, which brings me to THMO. THMO, actually before I get to this, let me go to CAPR actually. So CAPR I felt pretty confident in. Let me see exactly where I jumped in. So yeah, it looks like I bought about 500 shares around the $7.60 area at around 936, which was around this area. And the reason being is because this 750 area was a major level of support, and I knew if it could hold above it, that it could possibly reach the next level of resistance, which is this $8 area, and that's sort of exactly what happened. And you could see it gapped higher. Let me see when I sold. So yeah, it looks like I started selling as soon as it started approaching that $8 area. I left. Yeah, it looks like I left about 200 shares, thinking that it could possibly gap even higher, but as it came down, it probably hit my stop at around the 781 area, and it netted me $167. So it looks like I was making just above $220 if I just sold the whole thing here. But you don't ever know when the top is, so I like to sell some, or if not some, majority of my position and let the rest ride out. That way you could avoid FOMO and not have any regrets selling too early. But in any case, green is good, so it worked out. Made back most of what I lost on APDN. So this brings me to THMO. I was so confident in THMO just based on the daily setup. Let me zoom in right here. So this was a previous trading session. This was, again, a Dragonfly doji stick, very bullish signal. And I knew if it could break above it, that it could potentially go a lot higher, with the next level of resistance being the trading session right here. And this high was just over $14. Next level of major resistance was around the 1450 area. So going back to the flexible grid, I knew when this started gapping up, I had to jump in. And let's see exactly where I jumped in. THMO, I bought 200 shares at around $10.90. And I wish I could have bought more, but my mindset was that 200 shares would still net me a good profit if it could potentially rise to this 1450 area. And the reason why I thought it had potential to do that, because, I mean, let's not forget, THMO went wild two trading sessions ago. The stock went from 685 all the way to 1418. So I knew if some traders were watching this within the next few days, that it could potentially gap up with heavy volume and we would see a similar result. But there wasn't quite enough volume there, and it still obviously gapped up, but not as high as I wanted it to. So I sold half my position, I think, around the 1137 area, it looks like. Actually, I sold 50, and then I sold another 50 around 1155. And then I just sold the rest at 1113. The reason why I did that is because on this candlestick, it broke this key level of support. Ultimately, it held up, as you could see, so there's a bit of regret here, and it's actually still continuing to gap up. So ultimately I was right, but I like these things to play out a lot faster. But I guess I could have just made my stop a little lower, maybe the $11 area, and just let the rest ride out for a better profit. But all in all, green is good, so not complaining. And that basically took me out of the hole that I was in with APDN, which lastly brings me to SNDX. At this point, I actually have a cash account. I don't want to switch to a margin, at least not yet, until I go above the PDT rule. And so I strongly believe with a cash account that you could reach that minimum 25K balance. If anything, having a cash account and reaching that goal is just validation that you're a consistent trader. So basically, I had very low cash power left, and I wasn't able to buy as many shares. I only bought 30. And the only reason I took 30 shares is because I thought the stock had a lot of potential, which it did. Obviously, it broke this previous day's trading session and gapped higher. Obviously, with more shares than 30, I could have made a hefty profit, but that wasn't the case. But the only reason I bought 30 shares is because maybe I thought, if there was enough volume, it could have gapped higher and inevitably broke this high of 2074. But that didn't happen, and there wasn't enough volume there. It wasn't moving, and so I just decided to end the trade. That's the thing with these penny stocks. You don't ever want to be in it for a long time. You just want to nab your profit and just get out, and not have to worry about overnight news with these penny stocks, unless it's obvious. I obviously do take swing trades with penny stocks, but I wouldn't have taken it with something like this just because of this massive spike. And so with something like this, I'm only willing to look at opportunities for day trades. get in and out quickly. But you know, with that's not to say I don't take swing trades with penny stocks, but I like to buy at the bottom if it's oversold, and obviously start selling once it starts spiking up. So anyways, guys, all in all, you know, this could have been a worse day, but it was break even. Ultimately, I ended the day plus $30, and just a few mistakes that I made, again, with APDN. Definitely fixable mistakes. You just got to learn to be more patient. Sorry, I don't know what happened here. Yeah, you just got to learn to be more patient and let the stock just form. And clearly, these are all support levels that I drew on the daily chart. You see how it bounced off this 995 area. There's potential to make profit here. You know, here's another level of support that it bounced off of. Potential to make profit here. It did it again. So really, you have to wait for your... I use a 3-minute chart, and you just have to wait to see how it reacts with that validated level of support, and you know, either wait for the next 3-minute candle to make a new high, or perhaps wait to see how it reacts to that support level. Does that 3-minute candlestick form a dragonfly doji stick? And that would probably give you more validation to jump in earlier for the move up. So, but anyways, guys, hope you're staying safe out there. I hope you gained a bit of knowledge with this recap. I definitely plan to make more. If you want to help out this channel, please subscribe and hit that like button. Leave some comments if you have any questions. I'm going to answer them, all of them. And other than that, you definitely have a great day. Take care. Bye.